what really is in there. And I'm going to show you some things that are in there. Now remember, this goes back to some other videos that we've done. And an Iranian president, Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, is called a Twelver. What is a Twelver? Islam believes that there is coming a Messiah, someone who is going to save them. There was just recently released, and I don't think it was a hoax either, a 30-minute video produced by Iranians in favor of Ahmadinejad and in favor of what it is that he wants to do. What is it that he wants to do? He wants to, kill all the Jews and burn Jerusalem down to the ground so they can have the whole thing. That's what he wants to do. And so anyway, why does he want to do this? Because Ahmadinejad believes in what's called the 12th Imam, the Mahdi. A resurrected Mahdi who used to live, about 1600 years ago, and he's not up here coming down, he's down in a pit, he's in a well, like a chalice well. And he is concealed inside of that. And there are certain signs in Islam, according to the Quran, according to some of their sacred writings, that reveal to Muslims. And this 30-minute video was produced to really stir up and hype people, kind of like these billboards all over the country where it says, hey, the world's going to end May 21st, get ready. By the way, I'll be preaching a conference May 21st in Bristol, Virginia. Looking forward to that. So I'm really not planning on going anywhere but Bristol, Virginia on May 21st. But, that's up to the Lord. But anyway, they're trying to stir everybody up in the Arab world to tell them that the Mahdi is coming. He's going to rise up out of the pit, the well, and he's going to take over the world for Islam. And we need to prepare. So we need to go ahead and bomb Jerusalem, so we can bring him forward. That's what they're concealing. That's what this Kaaba is all about. Now, the interesting thing, let's go back to this picture here. The Kaaba is a cube. Okay? It's not an oval. It's not anything. We'll get to the oval in a minute. The Kaaba is a cube. And then I saw that and I'm going, I've read something on that. So I checked with Manly Hall. He's dead now, but he wrote a book called The Secret Teachings of All Ages. And Manly Hall said, and Dan Brown spoke of that in The Lost Symbol too. It's how I remembered it. He said the cube basically it's a secret mystical symbol. Number one, it represents a number, and it's not the number 4. It represents the number 6. That's how many sides it has on. When you play a game, gambling, you play a game called dice. What are they? The little cubes with numbers on them, with numbers 1 through what? 6? And you roll the dice out there and your fortune, now get this is like throwing pennies into a well, making a wish, hoping that the God that's down in that well will grant you your wish. This idea of throwing dice, and I play Monopoly. I love Trouble. I love that game. It's got dice. I don't think that's sending anybody hell. But once you get this idea, that especially with gambling, okay, they throw the dice and your fortune is bound up inside of that cube with the number 6 on it. 6. 6 is Genesis 6, sons of God, 3 words, and daughters of men, 3 words. Fused together, the mandorla. That's what that, and his number is 603 So 6 is a very powerful number in the occult. It shows the fusion of God with man. Remember the mystery of godliness? God was manifested in the flesh. There are 6 things there showing you that God, the Word, became flesh and dwelt among us, and it was fully God and fully man. The opposite of that is sons of God, daughters of men. They, Daniel's 4th kingdom, shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. And so the cube is a mystical representation of that fusion process taking place, which there we get the mandorla symbol. But Manly Hall said something else about the cube. He said if you have a box that's a cube and you take it and you flatten it out, it makes a cross. What is a cross a symbol of? Our chromosomes. Our chromosomes are the containers of a secret, the DNA, the book. And in this case, in our flesh, It's a closed book. The two serpents twined together represent the mystery of the Antichrist rising up in the last days. And so the Kaaba is a picture of the Antichrist concealing him. One of these days it's going to be revealed who he really is. But then let's go one step closer. There was actually a YouTube video, and I'm surprised I could see this. Someone took a video of inside the Kaaba. Notice that it's supported by 3 pillars. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Genesis chapter 3, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. 3 things there. Man of sin. 3 crosses numbered with the transgressors. These 3 pillars represent the man of sin. There was something else. As the camera panned around to one wall inside the Kaaba, there it is on the wall, a symbol of the sun, and underneath it, a symbol of the moon. Now, I want to stop right here because this is what I think is ironic. Muslims are very proud of the fact that they don't worship idols. Yeah, they do. The Kaaba is one big gigantic idol. And inside the Kaaba, the symbols of the sun and the moon, God said you'd be driven to worship them, and that's exactly what they do. Most people don't know it, but that's exactly what they're doing. They're worshiping the images of the sun and the images of the moon. And the sun and the moon represent polar opposites that are fused together, the male and the female, light and darkness, yin and yang, sons of God, daughters of men. That's what that symbolism is. But, and the guy from Canada sent me this, and I'm trying not to use names, but he sent me this, and he said, Pastor Hoggard, take a look at these 2 pictures. And I went, yeah, I get that. I understand what that is. Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots. She's an unclean woman. She is to be implanted with seed, and she is going to give birth one of these days. I get the imagery here, but there's something else that is a great big gigantic mystery in Islam. The mystery of Mecca, the mystery of the Kaaba. What is it really? It's something that, from what I understand, I've never been there, of course, but I think that most everybody that goes there can actually see this. They just don't really know exactly what it is. In Mecca, and I've always heard this, and I didn't really know, exactly how it was placed there, but in the Kaaba, there's supposedly a black stone. A black stone. Let me read a verse here. In Revelation chapter 2, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. To him that overcometh will I give to eat of the hid manna, and will give him a white stone. The black stone in the Kaaba would be the exact opposite of Christ, the white stone. Remember opposites here. Remember, the strange woman conceals in blackness. The whole Kaaba is black. That thing's changed every year, I think. And then you have the black stone. And watch this now. Supposedly, the black stone, some speculate it's a meteorite, it fell from the heavens. It fell. And it's a symbol for Allah or Muhammad or something like that. But if Jesus then is the white stone that He gives to us who overcome in the last days, who then would be the black stone? It's the beast, the Antichrist. And I'm going to show you how the black stone is displayed in the Kaaba. Take a look at this. Now compare it with that. I saw it. It took me a second and a half, and I said, I get it. I understand. Mystery Babylon the Great in her uncleanness, concealing the man of sin, awaiting a